it seems like every day there's a new roofing contractor advertising on Facebook for your business. And when you're trying to figure out who to trust to replace the roof on your home, this can sometimes be overwhelming. But if you take the time to evaluate contractors by a few simple criteria, it can quickly become clear who is a good option and who isn't for installing your new roof. The very first thing you want to look for when choosing a contractor to put your roof on is this a local contractor, or is this just a come through the area fly-by-night storm chaser who's going to be here for a few weeks and then gone, and if you ever have a problem again, you're going to have a really hard time getting them to come back out and do any warranty claims. Working with a local contractor is always a good idea, but especially important for something like your roof, where you may potentially develop a leak in a year or two when your roof should still technically be under warranty. But if you went with a company that's only in town for a few weeks and then is gone and you can never get a hold of them again, that warranty may not be worth the paper it's written on. So definitely want to choose a local company as the first place to start. The next question you want to ask, and this is also very important, is the company that you're working with licensed to do the work in your area? Now, the simple way to tell this is if your contractor that you're working with is licensed, they will be able to pull their own building permits. A real red flag is if the contractor asks you to pull the building permit for the job. This almost always means that the contractor that you are talking to is not actually licensed in your area. Now, they may not be licensed only because they haven't bothered to fill out the paperwork, but as a general rule, a local contractor that does business in the area who is not licensed is probably for a reason. Another important thing to ask your contractor when you're evaluating your quote is, are you insured for this work? And this is important for two very big reasons. Number one, roofing is the most dangerous work that anyone can do on a house. And if somebody falls off of the roof and gets hurt, if your contractor does not have the proper insurance, those medical bills will come back to you as the owner. Another thing that's important is the liability insurance. When your roof is torn off, what happens if a sudden freak storm blows on and water floods your home and damages all the drywall inside? No matter how good of a contractor you have, he is only as good as the weather report when determining whether a good time to take the roof off is. And we all know how those sometimes are reliable and sometimes not. If your contractor does not have adequate insurance in place and this damage happens, it will fall back on you to do the repairs. But a contractor that has the proper liability insurance will have the money in place to pay for these damages at no cost to you. And another thing to ask when you're evaluating your contractor is this truly a local contractor, or is this a franchise of a national company? Now, there are pros and cons to both of these. The biggest advantage to working with a franchise of a national company is that the contractor typically will have the backing of the larger company if there is ever a problem, and also sometimes can offer certain financing options that local contractors might not be able to offer. But do keep in mind that a franchisee is going to be paying franchise fees and will have certain overhead costs that he has to take into account, which will be reflected in the price you pay for your roof. So you do have to ask yourself, is it worth the cost that I'm going to pay to work with a franchisee in order to have the backing of that larger national company? And that's a decision only you can make. But if you're looking for a company that has been in business since 2013 and has a lot of experience doing roofing and offers the best warranty in the business and is fully licensed and insured, why don't you give us a call and we'll see what we can do for you.